Welcome back. This is Simply Carifying. This is our first week of February 2nd, right? Second day, second month. Very good. 2-2, very good. Episode 21. If we would have timed that better, it would have been episode 22 on 2-2. Yeah. It's not how it played out though. So anyway, let's just jump into it. You gotta want it. Okay? I feel like bits and pieces of this has already been said throughout other episodes, but after this weekend, after a couple different conversations with a couple different people, my kids included, like, I keep hearing things about stuff they want to do or things they want to try, or, you know, these people have just different things, you know, stuff in relationships, stuff they want to do for a job. So do it. And I know that it's not just, you just say it and then it can happen, right? There's lots of things that hold us back from things we want to do. But the biggest thing that holds us back, no matter what, is always going to come down to you. Because if you want it bad enough, you're going to find a way to make it happen. It might not be overnight, okay? Whatever it is, if it's worth doing, it's worth working towards, saving for, like... But all of that comes back to you, okay? You wanting it. For example, I want a newer car, okay? We'll just throw that out there. Now, I'm not particularly motivated to accomplish that fucking want. You know why? Because cars today are ridiculously expensive, okay? Mine is paid off. Mine also fits everyone in my family. I can load so many bags of things in there. And it's just like, I don't even like driving. So why is that going to be my ultimate goal? Like, I have other more important things that I want right now. Okay? So if I really, really, really wanted it, I could squirrel money away. I could do all these things to get me closer to that goal, but it's just not... It's kind of like one day I want a newer car. That's it. I'm not like, I want this. I fucking want this. That's not what it is to me. So, a lot of people have a lot of things that they want or want to do. But if it's something like that, how I am with a newer car, it's like, you know? So, a lot of people can go their whole life just kind of meh in through it. You know what I mean? But if there's something that you really actually want to do or have like get done, start, whatever, that's the secret sauce. You have to really, really want it. For example, I will use this setup here, okay? If you've watched or listened, especially watched, okay? This goes on, this podcast of mine is a month old. And my goal was to show up Monday through Friday. Treat it like a job, okay? Be here every day. Deliver the same thing at the same time. Not the same thing, but you know what I mean. Me, like, not show up, okay? Do the consistency, do the level of, you know, put togetherness, whatever. But things change, okay? The font has changed, the lighting's changed, like intros, outro, like all little things have changed, right? Like little seasonings over these past couple weeks, because it's just me kind of playing with the formula, you know what I mean? But it all comes back to what I actually really wanted from this. Now, I don't particularly want anything grand to come out of this. What I want was to hold myself accountable to actually do what I say I want to do. Because I myself am a like serial hobbyist, and I'm sure that we've said this a time or two before, but we're going to say it again. When I want to do something, when I want to really do something, it's usually because I see videos or, you know, hear stories or whatever. I see something that's like, oh yeah, I could do that. And then I could do that really well, actually. And so I go full on, like I dive right in there. I get all the stuff, I do all the work, the research, everything. And then I put myself in this place of one day, that could be me. You know what I mean? And so I go full force in the beginning and I'm just like a fucking fury ball, right? And then a couple weeks goes by, and if I'm not right up at that fucking monumental level, then I'm a failure, and like, what am I even doing here? And then here comes another little squirrel, and it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. And then here we go, all over again. So my life already is a series of like side quests, okay? And so hobbies are no different. Things I like to do here are no different. I have tried this a few times before, right? And it's always flopped because I say, I'm going to do this every week, once a week, twice a week, and then something happens, blah, 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 whatever. This time is different because this time I really, really wanted to be different from every other time. I wanted to treat this like something that could be something one day, maybe. But I'm not banking on it. You know what I mean? So my game plan was this: to do everything the opposite of what I've ever done. Don't go all in, right? And then picture yourself at the finish line before you've even started. Because then if you don't turn the camera on and fucking get there in 30 seconds, you feel like such a fucking buh that it's just not worth it, right? It shuts you down. It shuts you down. But once I set a reasonable thing, now 5 times a week is what I do this podcast, 5 times. That's Monday through Friday. And they release every day, podcast, YouTube. So I'm doing both. So you can watch or listen to these episodes. But both of these release Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Okay? That's a lot. It's a lot to come down, and do this day after day. You have to not think of, you can't be talking about the same shit every day. You got to mix it up. You got to make it something that people want to hear. So what I took from it was I was having similar conversations about similar topics with different people. But these people come to me for the same kinds of things. So it's like, maybe there's someone out there, even if it's just one person, who doesn't have somebody like me where they can ask the weird questions to or get the, that viewpoint from. So maybe if I just have this conversation with myself, with this microphone, with this camera, somebody somewhere will stumble across it, and maybe they didn't even know that's what they needed to hear at the moment, and maybe they get something from it. Even if I get nothing, the possibility of me possibly helping somebody somewhere someday is good. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be doing this shit anyway. If I'm not sitting here talking to a camera, I'm talking to my kids or a friend or a family member, or if it's the right day, I'm talking to my goddamn self or this guy. You know what I mean? So I just went in not expecting things at the end. If things come from this, great. You know what I mean? Cool, sweet. But I wanted to go in actually really wanting this. And for me to really want it, realistically want it, I have to expect absolutely nothing. Okay? But the fire in there, after the first week, I was insanely proud that I had come down Monday through Friday. I had done exactly what I said. So the second week was even easier. The third, even easier than that. And the other thing I'm doing differently, instead of broadcasting to everyone that I know, hey, I'm doing this. This is where it's going to be. This is what time. No. I actually am not pushing it out even still. And there are 20 episodes. This is number 21. I have a whole month's library worth of episodes now. So when I do get to that point where I push it out, people have a choice. You know what I mean? They have a platter instead of just, here's 2 episodes. Maybe this will go somewhere, maybe not. I've already shown consistency, accountability. I say what I mean. Okay, so that's the difference between every other time. And I'm saying this is the 3rd time. I'm going to say 3rd time. And it's all about what you really want. If this right here was how I feel about getting a newer car, I would have stopped 3 episodes in and been okay, well, I have 2.4 listeners. And so it's not even worth it, right? If 13 million people aren't listening to me right now, this isn't worth it. It's not how it goes. And it's not how I want it to go, because had that been the case, then that leads to more pressure and everything, all kinds of obstacles and stuff. And then that just sends you down a different kind of rabbit hole. So here we go. When you truly want something, okay, the how starts to figure itself out. As weird as that is, you could take something, doesn't matter. Like if you want to go on a trip that you've never been on, if you want to see something you've never seen, or you want to start a business venture, or you want to do a hobby, or what the fuck ever, it doesn't even matter. You want to, make it a point to talk to people more, or get out and try new things, or get with family more. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? Things that hold you back from that. Because a lot of times, like with the car, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not going to spend 10 grand on a car, like, da 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 da. Like, all of these things. I'm not invested in that, and so I don't really care. All those obstacles are there, but it's just kind of like a meh, because the want isn't even there. But if the want is there, then how am I going to afford it? When am I going to have time to do this? All of those things start to work it out. Like, the suck starts to become manageable. And you don't even realize that that's the case until you start doing it and realize that, okay, so this is a possibility, which gets you that much closer to actually accomplishing, what you're wanting to do. So many people, this is like the worst thing, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm trying really hard not to talk with my hands. I'm really trying, but I can't do that. So one of the biggest problems that people have when it comes to doing stuff that they want is they feel like everything in life has a perfect time, right? The right time. Like I really do want to do this thing, and, at the right time, that'll happen. When the fuck is that? Here's the shitty part, like the really shitty part, is you don't know that you're even going to be around tomorrow, okay? The fact that you woke up and got up today is a big deal, okay? So when is the right time? If you're a person who has kids, especially young kids, everything seems like one day, right? That's the thing that drives me fucking nuts to have to say. One day I'm going to get to have a full night's sleep. One day I'm going to have, a getaway that doesn't involve packing toys and snacks and shit like that. Like one day, the right time, like whatever, man. You have to get around that so that you can actually live and do the things that you're wanting to do instead of just being a constant spectator in your own life, which a lot of people end up being. Now, kids ruin everything. I'm going to say that. I've said it, in-house, out-of-house. Kids ruin a lot of shit. They are a blessing and they're great and all that, the next generation, whatever, okay. I get it. I have 4 of them, so yes, I understand. Participated in the miracle of life. Well done. But they ruin a lot of shit, let's be honest. They're expensive, they're dirty, they're just like, oh my God, the stress I wouldn't have, But I take it all. I wanted it. I got it. I accept it, But it took us, 17. It took us 17 years. 17 years married, 18 years together before my husband and I took a vacation. Just him and I. Before that, all vacations consisted of going up north to where all of our family was so that kids could see grandparents, we could see our parents, all this stuff, right? It wasn't a vacation. It was a visitation. Those are very different things. And especially when you have such a small window of time and a big map of family, now you have itineraries, you have to think of all of these arrangements. It's not relaxing. It's not a vacation, okay? It's good to see everybody and all that stuff, but it's like we get exactly this much time, a very small window in a year to Step out of work. Step out of the routine and fucking shut off and relax. You can't do that with a visitation. You're still lifeguarding your kids. Now you're guarding other people's shit. You're worried about splitting time up evenly. And are you going to go sit at someone's house all day? Do you have to do events? Like, now you're talking more money, all the kids. Like, it gets to be more of a fucking job than a vacation, which is why it's a visitation. It's the same. So my husband surprised me with a trip after 18 years. We never had a honeymoon, okay? So we honestly, like, we've been able to escape to the lake for like an afternoon or something, but a trip, we've never fucking done that. Ever. So this was a huge deal. We went to New Orleans 5 years ago. The first time we ever went, okay? He wanted to take me there for Mardi Gras. We were going for 2 days. We left on a Monday. Monday? Yes. We drove down on a Monday. We got there in the afternoon, and yeah. Craziest fucking thing. That night, like the first night we got there, it's, after we settle in and everything, we've been out and stuff, it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock, whatever. I decide that I'm hungry. He's hungry too. Maybe this was the second time we went. Anyway. We're sitting there in the hotel room and we decide, you want to go get wings or something? And then we look at the clock and it's 10 o'clock. But then we look around, there are no kids. There are no alarms set for tomorrow. There's no fucking itinerary. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah, let's go get some fucking wings. Let's go. And we did. It was the weirdest fucking thing. So weird to be sitting in a restaurant at 10 o'clock on whatever day it was and eating wings. Like, no worries in the world. Let's have a drink too. Yeah, let's do that. After the first year we went, we had a fucking ball. We were able to let loose. Do you know how good it was to walk down the street and just hold my husband's hand? I don't have to look over my shoulder, make sure all the baby ducks are following. Like, it was he and I, and that was it. Never wore a watch. Never had to pull out the phone unless we were taking pictures. Like, everything was just there. We didn't even realize how bad we needed that until we got it. And then, after the first time, we decided we should do this again. We should do this again. Now, it just happened to fall right between our birthdays, so like it was justified. We go through the shittiest part of the year, which is the end of the year. That's all the kids' birthdays, holidays, all the school, sports, all the things fall in this last part of the year, which makes it completely stressful. You got work and the grind and budgets and all this shit. But having that one thing that we wanted, really wanted, it's money, it's time, it's a drive. We have to pack, we have to arrange childcare, like all these things that could be hectic, crazy, like overwhelming. But that want, after getting a taste especially, oh fuck yeah. Oh yeah. It's there, buddy. It's there. And let me tell you that having that countdown on my calendar go from like 300 days, 178 days, 94 days, 23 days, it's life-changing. And that all came because he stopped worrying about, should we spend money on this? Should we spend time on this? Should I spend my vacation days on this? This is something new. What if she doesn't like it? What if I don't like it? What if we don't like it? What if we don't have a good time? So many obstacles that would have held him back, from not doing it. And if he never took that step, if he didn't want it that bad, he wanted somewhere where we've always wanted to go, but there's always, always, always been something stopping us. And then it comes down to us trying to justify why those things stopping us is right. Oh, the kids are young. Okay. Well, they're going to be young for a long time, right? Like, time flies and all, but that's our time too. Like, it's going right with them. So Like, we've waited 18 years. No honeymoon, no vacation, no clock out whatsoever. No mental reset, nothing. We're just parent mode, work mode, that's it. On call, 24/7, 365. But that one decision, that one thing where he stepped over all of the what ifs, that changed everything. This year, we're actually going back for the 5th year in a row. Now, this might be our last year going there because, yeah, we've been there 5 times. We've done pretty much all you can do. But there's just something about having that to look forward to. The want turns into like a craving. And then you look back and it's like, why did we wait so long? Like, we could have been doing this in other places. Like, throw a dart at a map and like that could, even if it's 2 fucking days. My God, how rested, how much fun we have, how nice it is to reconnect and just do things that are just us. Like, we missed 18 years of opportunities waiting for the right time because kids are young or here's going, this is going on and blah, 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 blah. Like, my God. So, it's really crazy to think of all the things you've ever wanted in life, okay? And now some okay, some are a little bit, some you have to wait, right? Like some, like, my daughter wants to go to Japan. I mean, that's a big want. It's not impossible. But here's the thing I wanted her to understand. It's like, if you want to go to Japan, that's totally up to you. You know what I mean? You're going to want to have enough money to go. You don't want to go and cheat yourself because, one, you're going to, spend an ass load on airfare and hotels and everything else. But you want to be able to experience what you can experience over there. Like, I would hate for her to spend all this money and then have a bare minimum time. You know what I mean? You don't have to go over there flaunting, your ass or anything and like whatever. You don't have to have the most extravagant one either by any means. But, I want you to be able to enjoy yourself and like enjoy the time and everything else. Another thing is learn some of the culture, learn some of the language. Don't just be the tourist pointing at the pictures. You know what I mean? Like, learn some of the common things, phrases or whatever, gratitude thing. Like, I don't know. Japan is not on my list of things. But anyway, like, I want you to be able to really, really enjoy that. Now, I gifted her Rosetta Stone for her 18th birthday. So she could speak lifetime pass, all the languages they offer. So whatever, a lot. She could have been learning a lot. Now, if she did, probably not. And I'll ask her, after this, and she'll tell me that, well, I have work. Well, I have this, whatever. All those excuses, right? Like, how bad do you actually want to go? So right now, her want is like the idea stage, like my car. It's like, I want to go to Japan one day. One day. Okay, well, I mean, when you really decide that you really, really want to go, you're going to start looking at how much flights are. You're going to start looking at the best places to get a hotel, the rates. You're going to start figuring out what you should say to people when you're lost or different things, different excursions or tours or, whatever sites you want to see. You're going to have things start coming to life that you didn't even think of when it was just, I want to go to Japan. But that's not, it's not up to me to push a want, but when it gets to that point where it's like, God damn it, I'm going to Japan. When it gets to that level, she'll be all set. She'll figure everything out, and that want's going to be like the need, and that need is it's going to get her there. I fully believe I will see pictures of my daughter in Japan one day. So one day, horrible. I hate that one day. I hate it. So if there's anything that you want to do, it doesn't have to be a trip, doesn't have to be a vacation. Even if it's something as simple as I want to meet up with my friends once a month to have a dinner or a cocktail or whatever. Even something simple. Like, it doesn't sound like anything. right? That doesn't sound unreasonable by any means. Until you start getting into the how, you know? Because let's say there's 3 friends you want to get together with, or 2 other friends, you and 2 other friends. Well, all of you have work, all of you have kids, those kids have things in school, and money, like, when are we talking? And you all live far away, so like, where are you meeting at? Who's driving the farthest? Who's hosting? Who's, you know what I mean? Like, it just starts a ripple effect of, honestly, reasons why you shouldn't, you know? Because all of those ripples could be potential stress, and all of that stress is like, you're talking for a couple hours to get together and laugh and bullshit and have a drink, and then you're done. And then a month goes by. Like, maybe we should wait until and that's just how everything goes. I have a project that I want to start, but it takes materials, and those materials cost money. And then where am I going to store it? And am I going to do it every day? Am I going to turn this hobby into a job? Is this job going to pay? How is it going to pay? Is it going to cost me more than I make? Like, every want can branch out like that and drive you fucking mad. And when you start to look too far and you don't really, really want it, then all those branches close in on you, and you decide that, let me just take a step back because this is safer. And one day, if there's anything you can do, get out of the right time mindset, the victim mindset, the I can't do this mindset. If you want to do something, if you really want to fucking do something, the only thing standing in your way is you. Okay? Time, money, you know, whatever else, those things will work themselves out. You will figure that part out if you're wanting to figure that part out. If it's not there, like the car for me, if it's just not, you know, if it's just a Japan bubble floating in your head some days more than others, but hey, it's just, you know, whatever, then that's all it's going to be. It's not until you want to fucking grab it and just, ooh, I need this in my life. That's when you're going to start making shit happen. Okay, so it doesn't matter what it is. If you want to do something, you want to achieve it, and everything else goes somewhere, you just got to want it. So with that, I said a lot of blah, but that's what I do here. So, I mean, there's 20 episodes before this one. If you haven't heard any, go look at some. So anyway, yeah, episode 21. Let's wrap it here. You gotta want it. There you go. So thank you for listening, tuning in, all that fun junk. Like and share and all that fun crap, and go ahead and check out the library if you haven't been there, because there's more than 2 episodes. And we'll be back tomorrow for episode 22. It's crazy. Crazy, because I want it, that's why. But anyway, have a great day, and we will see you next time. Oh my gosh.